Yeah. Okay, I see people coming on here. I
Night.
Night, bro. What's up?
Well, we there, Jamaican talk. We there, you understand? You have to go give a piece of the Yankee talk, you know.
And right, like it's totally like it's raining here. Like there's the hurricane that's coming here, and it's like horrible. So outside it's very windy, and the rain is kicking up.
Alright, so it's the right night to get down to the right kind of topic and the right kind of vibe. That's true.
Definitely, definitely. I'm so excited.
I hope our viewers are excited. I hope they are ready. I hope they just have their fingers on the keypad ready to just text in their comments and everything
Yes.
and just be interactive with us.
Yeah, very
So what's the
interactive.
topic? What's the topic? What's the topic? I'm burning
So,
up, man. I'm burning up. I'm ready to
so
go.
the topic for tonight is roles in a relationship.
What
Role.
you?
Yeah, there, take a sip.
Hold on.
Woo.
Indeed.
So yes, we're gonna be speaking about roles in a relationship. You know, man versus woman's role, is that still happening? So
Well,
pick it
for
up.
me, it kind of sensitive, we really because from the decide that women are now industrious, everything kind of change, and
Everything
you have to realize that one thing in life is inevitably is change.
change.
So that's a must. Change is
Yeah.
a must. So once you look at roles in relationship, it also depends on the culture that you belong to.
hmm
Country, because culture plays a lot in terms of what a
Yeah.
man does in the household versus what a woman does. Religion also plays that
Plays a
role.
huge
You
part.
understand? So
Right, right.
you have to really zone in on it on the western side of the world to see what our views are or what persons the common or the popular beliefs are in terms of which role or is there any role at all
Role
that's
at all,
specific for
man
male or
or woman
female.
role.
For
All right,
some
so
people, there is none.
all right, so let us first talk about traditionally what used to happen back then, in especially in a relationship with man versus woman. We're talking about a relationship where persons actually live together. So
Yes.
let's take it from there. So for me, I think traditionally, you had the masculine versus the feminine type of roles in the household, where the men used to go out and fend and provide, and the woman stays home. I think back then women were suppressed. Our feelings, our emotions were suppressed because in a them time, they we had to be soft spoken, submissive. And so, even when certain things used to affect us, we put our feelings on the back burner because we were the nurturers. So we had to care about other persons, take care of them first before ourselves. So the man them go work and we stay home. But all of that shit.
But sis, for me still, remember in essence, you see, for me, there are certain things, no matter how things change, there are still some essence that still has to remain because if certain essence does not remain in certain things, it is no longer what it is or what it should be or what it was originally designed for. Simply put, if you cook rice and peas and you decide, say, all right, and I take out the coconut and put sugar instead of the coconut, that change it from rice and peas totally still.
Why? The
You
rice is still
understand?
there and the peas that oh it change.
Because at the end of the day, it not have the same taste, it not have the same oomph. Because even today's date, country people will tell you, say, country people, remember country people will tell you, them don't want no coconut powder,
Mm-hmm.
Them want to go pick one dry coconut off of one tree,
A great
grate
top.
it and juice it because of this, so them get the joy and them just feel like that give them the natural, rich essence of what rice and peas should be.
All
So,
right. But bro, all right. So you're saying that to you it's not rice and peas, but to me it's rice and peas. It's just that you subtract something because you spoke about change. So you subtract something and add something and sugar make it sweeter.
Well, it depends on your taste bud because at the end of the day, it all depends on the taste bud, and I think it's the same thing in a relationship.
Relationship.
And I guess based on what we look at in terms of the topics that we will cover over this season, I think one of the things that we will talk about is how courting should be in terms of how open person should be in the
Should be
courting
at the
process.
beginning.
A lot of times people pretend.
Yes.
And when they pretend, hence come these problems. Because when I met you and we were courting, you said to me, say you like clean house, you like this, especially as a man, and you know a woman like that, you go tell a woman say you can cook. And when you have fried egg, a brown egg, you bring go give woman. You understand? So you have to be open, you have to be very, very honest.
Yeah.
In the courting period, because that is the time that you really get to see and hear the kind of person that you're shaping up towards, leaning towards before the movement move in and go live with each other. This is the time that we should really be open and be honest with each other. And this is the time that I realize that a lot of persons tend to pretend, which is wrong because then you're selling it's false advertisement.
Right?
We're looking for that. False advertisement. False advertisement.
All right, Ro. So here one now. Let's say in a relationship, what do you look for as gender roles in a relationship? In a relationship that you're going into, what do you expect of the woman?
All right, for me as a man, and I think I can speak for most traditional men or classic men, it's not necessarily submissive because even the other day I saw this whole talk on social media where persons are saying men are intimidated by CEOs. No, we are not intimidated by CEOs, you know, because at the end of the day, if we're with a CEO and she understands that when she's at work, she's the boss. You understand? But when you come home, you're coming home to a partnership. It's not you're the boss, you're in charge, and I'm your follower. It's a partnership because that's what relationship should be. It should be right. When you're looking for a partner, you should be looking for somebody who can double up with you. So you should be able to identify that, all right, this is my goal, this is my vision. And based on your goal and your vision now, while in the courting phase, if you want to, if you're dating multiple persons, I think you should be honest as well. If you're in the process of dating multiple partners, say to persons, look, I am single, I am searching for someone, so I am dating. Don't get persons hopes up to say that they're the number one or they're now in a committed relationship. Allow persons to know exactly where they stand. Explain what you're looking for as well. The other party is supposed to be honest enough to evaluate themselves, and say, yes, I see where I can fit in with you as a person so that we can build together as a team, because a relationship is a partnership. Believe it or not. And for me as a man, a lot of times persons will say, oh, we have that pretty girl that we run around. We don't have that pretty girl, but then he married this little girl when not even her here, she not really fancy to do one. Females always tend to ask that question. But at the end of the day, females don't realize that nobody will go do plastic surgery or whatever. You understand? Nobody will love them makeup and them paws here. Kudos to you. But at the end of the day, it depends on the man and what the man sees and the man values. And some of the time, yes, men are natural hunters, so they tend to want to chase after every fractal or whatever, especially in their young stage. But when they start reaching a certain age now, this is when they start looking and saying, okay, these were the mistakes my dad made, or these were the mistakes my parents made. I don't want to make these mistakes.
Those same mistakes.
How can I streamline my future to ensure that I have a better life? And then when they look at those mistakes that the parents made now, they're gonna look for a woman that can complement that aspect of their life. So if it's a partnership, so at the end of the day, if I'm looking for a partner, I'm gonna look for somebody who I know that, all right, I want to have several houses. I want to have cars. I want to be able to go on vacation. I want, when we're on holidays, we're both on holidays together. So the career as well. Because for me, I would never marry a nurse. You understand?
Really?
Because for me, I don't think that I should be in my bed sleeping and you're at work.
Wow. Interesting.
So and it's all depends on the individual and how you see yourself. So I would never quote a nurse to say relationship wise because I know what I'm expecting unless it's a nurse who will work during the day or so you understand men tend to look at those things and that's what a lot of females don't know. We identify our vision and our goal and that is how we come to a decision in terms of the female that we will choose.
We choose. You know, for me, getting into any relationship, you know, I think when I was much younger, I said to myself, oh, I want somebody who will take out the trash, somebody who will protect me, somebody who will provide for me, and I will stay home, and I want to be that housewife. But that changed. That changed. I, to an extent, don't really believe in gender roles in the household because if let's say for example, if my husband can take out the trash, I think I can take out the trash too. What if it's a situation where I was going to electrical school, he was doing business or let's say IT for example, and something happens in the house, we have some short circuit or something. I believe that as a woman that did electrical, because you know nowadays women don't only just stick to the nursing jobs or the teaching jobs anymore. We
Traditional.
have now ventured into other areas like plumbing, electrical, mechanic. You see some woman even on construction site. And I've spoken to men who said, you know, I got to talk to no woman who work in a construction because, you know, them too tough and them going like them a man and whatever. But knowing that I am able to do something, I wouldn't want my husband to expect me to call in a plumber or an electrician to come do the work when I can do it.
But that's kind of different still in a nut because that fit within your trade or your career. But what about something like, and I like to touch it up and not you know. What about something like a man washing a underwear in the
What's wrong with
household?
that?
What
What
about
is
something
wrong
like that?
with that? What is wrong with that?
I looking at Kedisha. I see Kedisha send me something. She said I did not answer the question. Which question I didn't answer, Kedisha? Just type it. Just in the comment section. You can comment, please. But what about a man washing underwear? For me, I'm not even going to tell people. Gonna just type in the comment section what you guys think about a man in a relationship washing an underwear.
Kenroy, really? What if that dad is a stay-at-home dad while I'm out working? That's part of the chores. That's part of the household work to do. You're gonna tell me that you're gonna leave laundry completely and I working let's say a 12-hour job and I have to come home, come to laundry because you know what, wash an underwear, Kenroy?
No, it's not necessarily that, you know, sis. But all right, examine it from this aspect.
All right.
Examine it from this aspect, right?
Go ahead.
Um, for me, for a man to get up, there are some things in the household where if a man get up and just do those things haphazardly every day, casually, I believe that some things belittle a man or allow a woman to lose respect for a man. Because as a man, for example, for you to get up every day and washing your female underwear, to me that kind of shaky.
But
You
that's
understand?
part of staying at home. Nikki underscore chromatic. I agree with you. From you can take it off, you better can wash it.
Esther said, if he's not washing my underwear, he's not my man. so like
Which is
Esther,
fine.
so like Esther, agree with you, you know. But for me, there's no problem in washing it, you know. But to get up every day and haphazardly just washing the no, if you're sick, sure. If you're out of town and I'm doing the laundry and I come across a few, sure, no problem. But every week,
But why does
no.
it sound to me, Kenroy, as if you are a man that would not stay home and let your wife go work?
To be honest, I wouldn't because and statistics will show you this as well. A man will live with a woman who is not working for years and the relationship is going on all right. So, and some things you can't run from in terms of how nature has prescribed it and how nature is in terms of it. All right. A man will live with a woman for years. He alone is working and everything is all right in the relationship. She becomes she gets employed, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's now working. He's unemployed. And there comes a lot of problem.
Why is that? Is that because society already at the initial stages of being born told you guys that okay, you must be the man, so you must work more than her. You must be. Is it? Do you think it's because it's of a society type of thing? Why you feel like you would feel that way?
That mean that the woman should not be washing yours. You understand? Well, I wash mine and I go in the shower most times, so it's already clean. It's just a matter of putting it in the laundry bin for regular cleaning purposes. But it's already washed once I go to the shower. You understand? So that solves it. But you understand, Max? I guess society dictates a lot of things.
Yes,
And
and we shouldn't do that though. I don't think we should allow society into our relationship. Just like how I tell persons, don't allow somebody else's blueprint to be the mark that you mark your relationship on. Because most times, you see these couples on Instagram or on Facebook or wherever, whatever social media, happy go lucky, and then in the next couple months or couple weeks, you hear so them break up. So
fine Phoebes, bless up, you say good night. But as you talk about that social media relationship, I think a private relationship most time is the best relationship. You see those people who like to post up pictures and videos and oh babe and relationship. You see when in a relationship go bad people, we don't need to come on social media
I'm
and
sure
tell
it's
you what
right.
the relationship, because you in a relationship, when you need to go move we in a relationship. We don't need just me to go in a relationship. You understand? We in a relationship, in invite we night. So you see when it go bad, we don't need to owe we an explanation.
Yeah.
Me wrong or am I right,
You're right,
Nicole?
you're right, you're right, you're
Private
right. And
relationship
then
is the best relationship.
when you start now investigating as a viewer, you hear that we need privacy or people prying in our private life, but you already made us a part of it, so continue making us a part of it. Let us know what happened. But for me, I don't want society to dictate what happens in my relationship when it comes to roles. I believe in gender equality, straight through. If I can do something, I want to do it, and I don't want my husband to believe, say, say, me I feel less of a man. Because for only it's just an ego thing. It's just an ego thing. And I know I'm one of those women who tries hard to protect my husband's ego, because me know say once that bruise, it now probably come back.
And exactly, because at the end and persons are, and I always say to females, but some people will always say that I have an ego. But I am always saying to people, what is a man without an ego? Because one of the key things that a relationship demands is respect.
Yes.
And playing into someone's and giving someone respect is really playing into their ego. But it's also for the individual to balance that.
Yep. So Kenroy, let's say
I'm looking at Gemini, hold on. He says only equal till the challenge you don't want arrive.
Why
I'm not sure the challenge, Gemini.
Real. Once I like how everybody get active,
Yeah, the chat active, so we have to pay a little attention to it.
I like that. What Jesus, the underwear thing really hit a nerve, Kenroy, the underwear thing really hit a nerve. And it hit my nerve to girls.
Comment in the comment section. Should men wash underwear? Just yes or no. We want the comments to come in. People are telling me say I avoid the question for the type of woman I look for in a relationship. Before the program end, I'm gonna ensure I answer it because I get in a lot of questions like that. You understand? But comment in the comment section. Should men really wash underwear in a relationship?
Right. Is there a problem? And I agree with that person. And don't wait until me sick. Don't wait until me sick you want to wash my underwear. That not make no sense. Because it's still washing the underwear. So when I'm sick, I'm healthy. As long as you touch it, you wash it. So you know, what are you saying, Ro? It based on the amount of times?
Yeah, cause if me get up haphazardly just every day religiously I wash. No man. Me can alright, you're at work and I'm doing the laundry. Because at the end of the day, and don't get me wrong, you know, Meals, because I don't want Meals to come on here and feel that we can get away with certain things. Let me say this bluntly. If you're in a relationship with a female, nothing feels more supportive than assisting around the house. It is unfair, and this is something I, as a man, even learned later on in my senior years. It's all I'm old, though. But in my younger years, I never used to do it. I'm gonna be honest. But nothing feels more satisfying to a woman and feels like you're bonding in a relationship than assisting around the house. It is unfair for a woman to be washing, cooking if she has a child, a young child. She has to be there taking care. Alicia, you would say if you're not washing underwear, you're not a husband material. This
Thank
is
you,
serious.
Anita. Thank
You
you,
know why this
honey.
one
You need to
serious?
know. If him cannot wash it, don't marry him. Don't. As somebody said further up in the comments, right? That the person said you don't do laundry regular. So you know, so when Mr. Rua come talk about if you're gonna get up every day, you're not gonna get up and wash how much underwear you have. So one,
The scoop, scoop, scoops.
one you
I'm gonna practice the scoop, scoop sound.
have is one underwear you have what every day when I get up on the wash. Eh?
I'm gonna practice the scoop, 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 scoops. I said them calling a Jamaica the scoop, scoop
The scoop,
sound.
scoop. But Ro, do you have a problem though with a woman working more than you and going out to work?
No, I actually don't, because hear what? It doesn't. It's not a matter of the finances, you know. It all boils down to respect, and it all boils down to females tend to get sensitive when you say become submissive, because I guess
I
because
know.
of what the traditional word submissive means, it tends to always rub females wrong. But
Yep.
submissive in the form that if you're a boss out there at work or a supervisor or whatever, when you get home to me, just remember that you're no longer a boss and you're not my follower either. We are now a partner. So you're coming home to a partner. You must out, especially for a male, I want females to understand this.
Mm-hmm.
The world is rough for a black man. Out there, the world is rough. Black men have it hard. We have racism dealing with. We
Mm-hmm.
have police dealing with. We have the system dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
So the world out there is rough. Nothing is more soothing than coming home to a woman who feels like
Share the boss.
you're coming home to heaven. It's a partnership. You understand? So we don't want to come home and feel like we're fighting anybody or we're fighting against the world. You understand? So make that home space heaven. We don't want to be there fighting against the world to achieve our objective and whatever. When we come home, we're
And the
still
couple
in
has to be
a
fighting
setup. It's a
again.
partnership. Yes, it's a partnership. So I should be able to come home and relax and unwind and be myself around
Yeah.
you. You're supposed to can be the same. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're making more money than me, that's fine. But show me some respect. Remember that we're a partner. We're in
Partner,
a
right?
partnership. And
Right.
that's the key
And,
thing right there.
and that's why I say, you know, we have moved so far from the traditional offset of things where, you know, the word were, you know, just at home. Because even with kids, I don't know if you realize or if you ever think about it, Ro, there is gender responsibilities for kids. So you have the girls to stay home, stay in the house. Don't go outside, you know, your girl. You always hear that. Your girl picnic. Stay inside, learn, cook. But the boys are allowed to go outside, venture, do what they want to do. If they want to kick two ball, then kick two ball and run up and down and play gun war. Pew, 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 pew. But we were only allowed to stay inside. So even basically from kids, you see where society was already shaping you to say, oh, woman do this, man do that. You know?
I see Kedisha made I see KD made a comment, and it's true. A lot of men want women to be submissive without earning it. That's true.
That's true.
Because at the end of the day, security is a thing that women value.
Yes.
We have to remember as male, a lot of females have daddy issues. Some of them grew up in a household without fathers, etc. So if you want a female to be submissive to you, you have to ensure that she feels secure and earn that respect to know that, all right, she can be herself around you. She can fall knowing that you will be there to catch her. So don't feel that submissive mean that you're going to force her to respect you by
Mm-hmm.
kicking and licking a
Yes.
woman. That's not it. It's earning the respect of the female for her to feel comfortably enough to trust you to know that your guidance or your word is your bond. So it has to do with you being honest. It has to do with your action in terms of reassuring or in terms of security. Those things are what women look forward to in order to become submissive to you. And I hope males are learning this.
Exactly, because I think what used to happen in prior times, and that is why women don't like to hear the word submissive, don't to be submissive, is that used to happen. The men used to use this as a rod over your head. So you understand what I'm trying to say? So you had to be shh. So we never had a voice in a relationship basically then. So now the fact that we have a voice, we don't want to be no more submissive. We don't have no gender roles in our house. If you can do that, me can do this. I'm going to show you. Even in our jobs, as I said prior, you find women in construction nowadays too. So I think
Exactly.
basically is what used to happen in earlier days where men used to use it and have over with why women are so. Me know what you're not more submissive. Me not be no submissive pastor. When you talk about it in the church, not even talk about the part because me not interested to hear it.
No, but you see, when I TLC church, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember pastors
Do
spoke of
I?
it because a lot
Yeah.
of men like to say that women must be submissive, but they don't pay attention to the part where the church, the Bible also says that a man must love his woman and honor his woman like
Like
how
how
God
love
loves the
the
church.
church.
That's the part of where the males tend to ignore. So if you're gonna pay attention to the part females must be submissive, you must also, as a male, and I'm speaking to every male out here, you must also, as a male, understand that you must love and honor your woman just like God loves the
The
church.
church. Hold on, Rose. Stick a pin. I think this is our Gemini. I see Gemini says, I've never seen my father wash my mother's underwear. He finds a way if she's sick. But come on, we make America confused with how America confused with wash underwear, Gemini. I don't understand. How America fool we? How America
Come
fool
to
we?
think of, come to think of it, have I ever seen my father wash that thing there?
But that was in the old times. That's traditional time. You see? We're talking about traditional versus modern. Support Gemini people them probably did in the era of 1938 or 19 whatever when man just go on like them macho and masculine more than anybody else. They talk about modern days now. So Gemini, you might would never see your father do it. Don't mean him never do it.
Exactly. Exactly. Might hide and do it.
And
Because
do
we see
it.
video with man a pin out and look around the corner and a
So
look
Gemini,
around the
you
corner.
might not have
You
seen it,
understand?
but that doesn't mean it never did happen. So that's the next thing to Gemini. So ask your daddy one hour. You say, Daddy, talk truth now. You know me, I'm man now, my big. You ever wash mommy underwear yet? So you need to ask your father because you might never see it.
And you know that that is also important. I think some of the time we as adults we don't realize that some of the time we have to go back to our roots, asking some questions in a relationship because the kind and the quality of relationship that we have as adults also has something to do with the relationship that we see our mother or
Yeah.
our father having. And we try to sometimes mimic that
Mimic
kind of
that,
thing. But
and we
remember,
can't do
there's
that
no
now.
manual to parent in our adulthood. So some of the time that does not mean that they're right or they're wrong.
Yeah.
How do we know that they were right?
All right. And that's what I'm saying too, is that we cannot use our parents' blueprints to match our relationship or to build something on. So when we saw our parents behave in a particular way back then, we can't use it now because a different time now. So you will
But
even hear, for example, Ro, you will hear people say, my mother used to sit down and take lick and, she want to do it for the family and she want to make sure the kids grow, with mommy and daddy. So mommy sit down and took the abuse and our daddy sat down and took the abuse and stayed in it for us. That not happen nowadays.
O'Neal Bailey say when me go back for O'Neal Bailey thing, him say long time him no wash drawers. Alright, Sir Bailey.
But you see it, wash it. Go and be.
Come on, good boy. Come on, good boy. All I want to tell we sorry for no, the female them a go talk.
Miss. I cannot understand. You cannot use them times to mark. No.
But as you're talking about the whole submissive thing and the whole sit down in a relationship, sometimes though, I think probably because I'm traditional as well, sometimes the old time way of things were good, you know, because here what happened. Because we can't only look on the bad side of things.
Sometimes.
It's like now, things are too easily disposable. It's
Sure.
easy to dispose of certain things. And relationship become disposable. Nobody wants to sit and work things out. The least little thing, divorce. The least little thing, may I leave you. What about sitting down and having that conversation about where the relationship going wrong? Because that's what the old time relationship. Because if you look at the essence of love, you know, if you're to love your partner like a mother loves her child, that mother is forgiving, you know.
Yes, no matter what the child do, yeah.
It has to be to an extreme extent for the mother to say, look here, man, the talk here to enough. I feel I've had enough. I feel I've gone my length and breadth with you. I've tried everything. I try hand you over to the government. I try get your counseling. No, this is the time where if it means that I have to just prepare to bury you, then this is it. But that's not what is happening in relationship now. That persons consider themselves to be in love.
But honestly, I'm on the fence with that. I'm on the fence with that rule, you know.
You know, we disagree. Probably that's why we do that program here.
Well, I have some difference with certain things, but let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I've seen relationships where, yes, I mean, they're good relationships. Olden relationships where the women them sit down with it, but roar. In a them time here, when people have so much options, no.
And I think that's what's messing up things, because at the end of the day, families are being destroyed.
Yes, but are you telling me that
because at the end of the day, you know, Knox, remember, you know, for example, typical, somebody got married, for better, for worse, richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. So you're telling me that the least little problem come here, go say, sign them papers here, after you go in front of the pastor and God and say,
all right. I'm not saying the least little problem. For me, you see, that's why you see when I was getting married, I did want to do my own vows, you know, and pastor slip over it and I made my own vows, you know, because you see that something there, the vows is something that is very sacred and, you know, raw. In today's day, there is no way. I made sure at the initial stage of my relationship, I said, listen, this is my deal breaker. This is my deal breaker. If you cheat,
that's one of our topics coming up in the season, you know. Deal breakers in relationship. Probably we can ask people to tell some of their deal breakers in relationship, so we get an understanding of what is to come. But
what is wrong with Gemini? Said God never said wash no drawers.
The drawers on licky, man.
Gemini, what is little Gemini? Have you ever bought your wife or girlfriend underwear? I want to know that because it look like the panty thing is very tricky for you. Ladies, if you know Gemini and Gemini are court you, make sure you ask him the right question. See, somebody said, Gemini, what is your panty? What is your issue with panty? Gemini, answer me, please. Have you ever bought your girlfriend or wife panties? Because I don't know why you don't want to wash them.
And you think for me, it's surprising though, because for me as a man, I think one of the sexiest gifts you can give a woman is an underwear. I'm sorry. One of the most romantic.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about those mesh nice looking things. Yes, man. Nobody had those things.
But Gemini, you buy no, but you don't want to wash them? sir.
So how them going to take care? You have to maintain them. If you buy them, you have to maintain them.
Oh, it just tear them off. So that's why I have them to wash. Okay, Gemini, I completely understand now why you have an issue with washing the underwears is because you tear them so the ladies them now go sew no panty in this a day, so you throw them. Well, okay, understand.
And tear them off.
But
But you understand what I'm saying,
in
though,
terms,
Knox? It's about sitting and working things through. Probably I'm old school, but I like that aspect because if you're going in a relationship, especially where kids are involved and kids are concerned, certain things you should be able to sit and talk and work through. You understand? Not as the least problem comes and whatever, you just run. I'm not saying if a relationship is abusive, you shouldn't leave it because especially physical abuse. Once
yes,
there's physical abuse, then sure.
mentally, if you're not in a right space, your kids can't be in a right space. And you know this role because you are an educator. You know the kids them that you have to deal with on a daily basis where you know. So sometimes it's based on what them say at home, why them come out school and start behave a particular way. But I just
That's
think
true.
that yes, there's some things that traditionally you can hold on to, but the better or worse part,
So you change that in a year.
no, I
Wow.
never get to change it. The pastor him
So
never
you
make me
would
send
have,
the vows.
if you were given the chance or the opportunity to change it, you would have changed that aspect of it.
First of all, me never want to say them the vows there.
You see what me talk about?
I want
Me
to
are you
say the
taking
vows.
note?
I wrote. But him skip over that and give me the vows where him decide to give me.
Jody said mental abuse is worse. Is worse. Better me did get beaten.
No, me no want none. Jody, mental, physical, none of them no better. None of them. None of them. Because mentally, when you're abused, yes, it takes a toll on your mindset and it forever damage you. Because even as a kid, with certain things, and you know next thing too, with Gemini, and this probably reach you. You know when the little boy them drop and them say, get up, your man, you know, to cry.
Yes.
Get up. What you
Yes.
cry for? Yeah, man. Why not for cry? Make him cry. I've always said if I had a boy child and my baby boy drop and nobody tell himself to stop them knives, we would have been in a situation. Because I think that that is one of the reasons why you find these men now them so masculine that them don't show them true emotions, and when they come into a relationship with us, it becomes an issue.
For that, as you're talking about that, for that I have to big up my father, because here what? You see, I remember growing up and every time I would fall, it's not get up, he would say don't cry now. He would always say, you see, it's not your fall that makes you a man, it's your rise. And I
Oh
keep hearing
wow.
that. Every time I have made a mistake in life, I've always been able to overcome because it's like that keeps on playing in my head because he would always say that to me. It's not your fall that makes you a man, it's your rise.
I
So it's
love
like
that.
that just embedded in me. So every time I fail, it gives me an opportunity to prove.
Sorry. Gemini said my father taught me to cry. Somebody said,
You should
obviously
have
never
started to
teach
watch
them
Panty too.
much.
The comment section and
I love it. I'm
and
loving
mine
it.
for my father as well, as big as I am. Sometimes my father will hug me when I go around my father and I see him, even now as a man, him
Mhm.
hug me, understand, and him tell me say love you. So we are talk on the phone and him a go away. Him tell me say love you, son. And those are the things that society really don't speak about. Remember, you have more man who walk the street mad than woman.
That women, of course.
And that is one of the reasons.
Fathers on this live, please, if you have boys, love them up. Show them what love is so that when they get into a relationship with we, them not have a problem and try to figure out them role or figure out who they are. Isn't it?
And females as well.
That's
Females
true.
as well, because as a woman, the first woman a boy, a child will love, a male will love, is his mother. So the kind of relationship that that mother develops with his or with her child that will shape what he sees as love. You
Yes.
understand? If you, as a mother, only giving the child money and whatever, he's gonna grow up to reciprocate that to a woman. He will feel that if he gives a woman materialistic things, those are the things that a woman will look for in a relationship, because he will remember that this is what mommy expected, or this is what mommy gave to me. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the rendition of love that I should look for. You understand? And
Yeah.
especially when we're talking about that, we have to also eventually we'll talk about the 5 love languages.
Yes, we have to definitely touch on that too. We're gonna touch on that
Because
too.
as we
Yes.
talk about roles in relationship, if you're with a man, if you're with a woman who likes who for her quality time is important in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
you see the house cleaning and something, you better start dry your broom.
Yes.
You better know to dry your broom,
Better,
because if she
better,
has sweep
better,
out the house, make sure
better,
you have the map and go wipe it out. Because if you come
better.
across a woman who likes quality time, those are some of the things that's bonding time. If she a cook, make sure you help her cook. You understand? Because it is unfair for a woman to be cooking and cleaning, and then when the night come, you well lie down in a bed all day, and then you go touch her and say, roll over, babes. That's unfair to a female.
Stop. Please repeat that again, sir.
Yeah, I gonna say it because I learned this the hard way. It is
Repeat that,
unfair.
sir.
One man lie down in a bed or sit down or go out a road or rum bar or wherever, and a woman stay home, she have to nurture and take care of 2 kids or one or how much kids. She have to clean the whole house, especially for Sunday, because we know woman, especially our Jamaican female, see them cooking up a larger than life. So some of the time a 2 meat and whatever. And then she do all of that during the Sunday or whenever, plus work during the whole week, and then you go on a road or you there home. And when night come now, you gotta touch her and say roll over, babes.
We
That's like
tired, sir.
slavery.
We're tired. We're
That's like
tired.
slavery.
We're
Guys, that's like
tired.
slavery.
Eh?
What go on in the comment section here?
Gemini there say look like say you're my brother. You must check out it because that's the same thing him father tell him.
Eh? I wonder if my father have no additional pick me out the road there. If he did that bother not tell me.
But bro, like how traditionally they said, we talk about gender roles. Do you think that being with a woman now, knowing how times are hard, what if you find a woman that is traditional, where she wants to stay at home, she want to cook, wash, and do everything, but for you, if something happens in the house, that say a pipe burst or whatever, she want you to fix it. How you handle that? Would you be able to be okay with you alone just at work fully, so?
I wouldn't necessarily have a problem, because at the end of the day, if I made a decision to be in the relationship with the individual, that's a conscious decision that I would have made. It's not something that or somewhere that somebody would have forced me to be in that relationship. So it would have meant that it's something that I would have consciously decided on my own to say, all right, even though I'm the only one working financially, this person is able to offer more of what I'm looking for, because there is more than just financial pooling together, of
Yeah.
resources, Emotional support is important in a relationship
Important.
with some persons, just to be there to cheer on somebody in whatever they're doing is also important to some people as well, You understand? So it's not everybody looking for that.
It's true. Let me tell you why I said that's true. I remember before I got married, I said to myself, I would want to be a housewife. I'll be okay being a housewife and, taking care of the home, but I don't. I realize, as I said, people evolve and people change. I don't want to do that because that's not really my happy place. I want to be at home, yes, but I need to have a job as well. And I would be okay and happy with having a job as well, but not just sticking straight to the house at
All
all.
right.
And I thought I
Nicole,
was traditional.
I realize somebody say, most men want women
Women
to
to stay
be
because it's
to
a
stay
form
at
of
home because
control.
it's a form of control. It depends, because and you, as you rightfully say, you started out wanting to be a housewife, but you have changed, and that is why I'm saying a relationship is a partnership. What you have to do is give your partner room to grow. Because one thing we are sure of in life is, except for death, is that change is inevitable. So if your partner wants to grow, you have to be there to support your partner.
Hey, me just, me can't stand you. But lad, not call a fling. I got married, so me sorry. All right. I apologize. KD, me sorry. Me sorry. All right. But as Maxon says, housewife,
Housewife work for her.
it hard. Really hard.
As a housewife.
It hard. I thought it was easy and it was pretty. It hard.
But a
Worse
lot
when
of
you have
people,
a baby or a toddler. And worse now is the pandemic and you're home with the toddler. You have to deal with the toddler and look about the chores or make sure say dinner ready and it hard. And it
all
time
right.
out.
Knox, one of the other things I would recommend to persons as well. Don't leave the parents' house. It allows you to appreciate what housework is. Live by your own. Because you see, when you live by your own for a while, you understand how hectic housework is. And when you understand that, you will be willing to help a woman to do almost anything in the house because you will understand. Because sometimes men, will say to themselves, boy, me I gotta work, so here. I see, because me I gotta work hard. All she do at the home. So here, me not help her do nothing.
I
You
tell
understand?
my person, all right, Kedisha, I tell my other person already, you stay home and let me go work. Because I think sometimes men don't understand that even though you're at home, it's a lot of work. And as Maxon said, worse when you have a baby at home. Listen, I said I thought it was easy. Home girl did want to stay home and be housewife. Me, I opt out of that, the option there, and I need to get
And that's what, say almost 18 years we know you, and from I have known you, we were always saying you wanted to be a housewife. But it's
okay,
surprising,
Ken Rai, I don't
A
want to
little
be
bit
a
and someone
housewife.
like
I
what
don't want to work. I want option C. I want to work and stay home too. So I will do the housework, yes, but the full housewife, full job, no. Option C, please. It's hard. I don't know this because there's a toddler at home and probably my baby wasn't at home. Probably would have been a little easier because talk truth. To prepare, it's not easy for you,
Knox, let me tell you this. Housework is one of the work we can do. I prefer work at work. Because here what? You have a task to complete and it's finished. It's done. If you're spring cleaning at home, remember, if you clean one room, by the time you finish clean one room one day and say, all right, now I go clean the next room the next day or the next part of the house the next day, By the time you clean that part, you have to come back to this part again to clean
Listen to
something else
me.
again.
Listen to me. It's not easy. It's hard. We don't care what nobody wants to be in a housewife. And funny enough, I love watching the Real Housewives of this. My favorite one is Real Housewives of Atlanta.
That housewife, they're not real housewife,
But
because
them
them
are
have
not real
maid.
housewives.
Have
Bro,
maid
that
in the
is
housewife
bad.
anyway.
Them not real no housewife because them not stay home. Them have them business and people come at them house come clean.
The real housewives, them, that should have named play housewives. Because them not stay home and do a traditional housewife, though.
Yes, them are no housewife. Me I do a housewife though. Them not do nothing. Them go and them still have them hair store and them hair product and all these things and them still do everything.
Right.
And as somebody come clean for them and wash. I never see one of them yet I do laundry. I never see one of them yet a clean. The only thing me see them do is have enough party and go up on vacation. So if that
Exactly.
is the new modern housewife, I will take that option, please.
That's coming like option D. The option D. Because we already established option A, option B, option C.
So if that is what the modern 21st century housewives are, where you just do parties and go up, can I get that option, please? But for true, Katie said I've been married twice. I never live with.
never live with her husband? Is she serious?
Wait there. KD said they're a pretty wife. It's so true. That's all them to dress up on something, but me want dress up too. That is what. And then you see, and next thing with the roles in the house, so you see, row with men, some men. You as a woman in the house, every ladies, I know you will agree with me. We in the house,
Men get ready to defend me.
we wash, we cook, we clean, and yet them expects that we must always look on tip top shape. We must always pretty up. We must always look nice and all of that. I have so much work to do. Which lady in the comment section agree with me, because it's hard.
Yeah, they like God.
That is what being said. And you know what
But
was that?
but for me, that's not expected, because you know what? Nothing is more soothing than to know that you have a partner who, yeah, she can look down, but if you say, all right, we are go to the supermarket, and you see she go draw on one sweatpants or one, and you see she come back out and you say, yeah, baby, sexy so. So it just happened naturally. She not have to go tell you, say, me have to go guard the hairdresser, and yeah, because it's less. Less is more. And sometimes I don't think that females understand that. It's the suppleness for men that allows you to look and say, yeah man, this look like a real one. That one look like,
That's not
yeah.
true.
You
That's not
agree
true.
with me,
Because
man?
I remember speaking to a guy once, and in my head is that when you wear the short up stuff, them guys look at you. And I remember a man said to me, say, you know, so when a girl in a short up shorts or short up skirt, she really don't attract me. I love a girl in a long skirt or long dress that catches her at her ankle, because it makes my mind start wondering what is under that. And in my head, I say, when I say, you
Especially when you
serious?
see the skirt, but you see one little shape of people. So you say, yeah, but you have something that I did. Why? So you know what I'm saying? Curiosity kill the cat.
Mm-hmm.
So as a man, you go wonder. You understand? So the fancy and dress up, for me as a man, it's not necessary. I think the more subtle a woman is if you're in a relationship with a woman and she can put on a t-shirt and a jeans and you're not about, and you can still have a walk behind her and look and say, yeah. So you know and you look and you say, yeah man, she go out with things. I want to have a buzz. Cause you can just imagine, because I don't know if females know this, As a man, in your head, when you're seeing that, you imagine and say, yo, imagine when she all dress up. Or you all look and say, imagine her on her wedding day. Because you know, say, on wedding day, woman, I go all out, You know this, So if she in a t-shirt and a jeans pants and all a regular little sneakers and you just have one and say, look here, imagine when we go out on a date and she in a high heels or one of them Bridgets or makeup and so it less is best because you already see the
The
potential.
potential. You know, me like I said, the Bridget's part about it. So you see, because we're not provider, we have to provide. And this is one of the more crucial and critical role of a man, to provide.
Well, naturally for me, as somebody who dabble in the traditional man kind of thing, I think naturally as a man, you should provide for your woman. We're running on time. We have 5 more minutes leave. As a man, if you're a man, nothing wrong if you get fired or you're not working and just for a short period of time you have to be there down. You understand? But as a man, if you're working, provide for your woman. Because if you're not provide for her, next man I go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, next man I go do it. If it even I go start out as a friendship or whatever, and next man I go do it.
Right. So that's
You
your friend
understand?
for them,
We don't
provide.
talk about the good woman them where we are take from you and I take from other people.
Yes.
And we talk about somebody who is in a committed relationship,
Relationship. Right.
provide for your woman. As a man, provide for your woman. If she a work and you a work, give her money and say go do your hair, baby. She appreciate that.
Yes, we do. We do. We do. And for women,
Morris, this is some real
real
talk here.
talk.
We need to provide. Yeah, man, of
Yes.
course.
Yes, and for women,
Yeah, man.
we have to make sure that we are nurturing and caring for our men. We have to, because as Rose said before, they have all the stress of outside to deal with. So when they come into the house, they don't need to be having any additional stress. We have to be there to love them, comfort them. Sometimes when them come home, just put their head in your lap. If a bald head like Pharaoh, you just rub him head with little
The
Vaseline.
ball,
If
love
you have
Gemini.
baby oil or little lotion, cocoa butter preferably, and rub him head top and make him know, say yes. So, do your part. If him have hair, play them hair, comb it out. Sometimes give him like a facial. So we have to be nurturing. So even though gender roles somehow have fluctuated and changed over the years, they're still
Essence
essential.
remains. The essence.
There's some that
You
are
agree with me now. The essence, some of the essence has
still
have
there,
to
still
still
have
be
to be
there.
there. We still, women, we still have to be nurturers and caregivers, just like how men have to be providers and protect us. Well, glad me man full up my Bridget, me can't bother. You
What
hear
she said? She
Gemini
said,
say later, no make the man them, no make no cold fool in the bow watch.
him now come on for that. That one the lick him chip. I hope him join me next week.
Next
Cause the next
week,
topic I go hot.
gonna be awesome. So as we say, there are some essence of roles in the relationship in the house that have to that still play a major role
Must
in our
remain. No
life.
matter how it create or change, there
Yeah,
are certain essence that
that's
must
still
remain.
there. That still remain. Women, we caring, nurture, take care of the house.
Nurturing.
Men provide.
Men, remember you have to provide for your women
Yes.
financially. You have to give her security, reassurance.
Yeah.
From when you hear them talk about this zaddy and daddy thing and people that take offense to it. But the real essence of that word, I think, is really big enough a man to say, boy, you stand by me and you offer security like how my father
My
would.
father did or would have, yeah.
Props to say, yeah.
The zaddy.
Me in a relationship with you, I'm feel so comfortable, I'm feel so secure. You protect me like how when me a little girl, my father would have protect me.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where that little zaddy term there, or daddy term
yes.
comes from. You understand? So it's a prop. People will tend to take it bad, but me not take it as a bad term because as a man,
either
we feel like we're supposed to be comfortable around you and feel secure if you know. Say, you can lean on it for certain things.
Yes, I know we're winding down, so I just want to big up Jody, O'Neill, Gemini, Alicia,
Maxon,
all of the people in because all the way to Canada for tuning and depend it too. So, guys, thank you so much.
Yeah, man, I want to share the live.
Tell
people, tell a friend to tell a friend. Share the flyers, tell everybody about the talk show every Wednesday.
8 p.m. Jamaica time, 9 p.m. US time. And by time to come have some Bahamian people come in. Yes, Jill, I saw you. Guys, thank you so much for making this possible. Thank you for being a part of it. And just bless up on yourself. Bless up on yourself. No love.
Make sure you learn something from the program. Make sure you make a relationship a better one. That's the aim. You understand? Because we want to ensure that family and relationships stay together.
Yes.
In this time. Especially with COVID. Keep safe, people.
Blessings, people. No love. Then they tell me off. They never tell me off anything,